ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity,
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the ESL Pro League. compLexity going up against Misfits. It's going to be Nuke in the pistol round, starting off strong. Amanek taking charge in towards Ramp, already finding one kill, but instead it's Peter to take him down. Sean Garrett's trying to refrag because Amanek is only able to get one so far, 4 versus 3, and the CDs are being overrun very quickly. Molotov coming through from Sean to be able to block out the player in vents. Android might just push through, but instead he's being burnt alive. And through the vents, he retreats back into the tunnels. Def and him are gonna have to fight up against 3 players. No utility left on the T side though, but Shazam with the off angle finds one, and that leaves Android alone in a 1 versus 3. A bit of a hurried start from us. We were having some production issues, but right now, Android has got some issues of his own. Has to fight up against 3 players. Sean Garres can just take the peek out as soon as he opens the door, but Shazam finds a kill instead. 3 kills for him. Himself and Amanek cleaning up the house all around. 1 round for Misfits, and that's an important round to get. Now for the proper introductions, we can get into it. This is, of course, Tea Time, bringing to you the penultimate day of the ESL Pro League Counter-Strike. This is an incredibly important match. Misfits have to win these 2 maps against compLexity if they want to be able to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. If they do end up losing out, then they will be relying on Cloud9 and their match up against them tomorrow. But right now, Sean, he wants to clean things out right here, right now, and he has the opportunity to do so. compLexity on the force buy will be sticking out with those CZs. Peter just with the CZ, no armor on him, saving up for the op. That's nice to see, but Amanek opens things up, finds 1, makes it 2. And it's already a lot of money in the bank for him. Sek making it another, and they will be able to clean up this round very cleanly. Peter finding that 1 solitary kill, but with the CZ, the kill bonus isn't even great, and can't reclaim the gun to take into the next round. 2-0. Misfits should be able to find the first 3 rounds. And obviously that's incredibly important on the T side. Being able to get that pistol round, being able to get the first subsequent gun round, that is what really secures a potential win. And these 2 teams have faced up on Nuke very recently, actually 10 days ago for the WCA qualifiers. Misfits did edge that one out, but it was a 19-15 overtime victory. And remember, in the Pro League, overtime is not desired in the slightest. Android, though, looking to maybe get a few USB headshots very quickly over from the admin room. They've got a nice little crossfire going out. Same setup that they had in the pistol round, hoping that they can find them a few kills. But with 3 SMGs on the side of Misfits, they're not too worried about losing guns right now. Not at all. I like what we're seeing, though. Changing things up, going for a slow default around the map, gaining some map control. Shazam finding his way through towards the garage. They'll be able to find 1, almost makes it 2, but it has to spray down. Won't be able to get it. Peter finding the headshot, but it will be Sean to refrag. And Def, now he's going to be the man under fire. Yesta from behind Ramp, hoping he can get a nice little crossfire setup, but Def will be left on his lonesome, and Amanek will take charge right in with that MAC-10. Def going for the peaks, feeling a little bit brave, but Amanek will be tagged down to 11. Yay, finds the kill. He wasn't expecting that over there, but the bomb has already been planted. The damage is done, and although a MAC-10 is reclaimed, that's not going to be doing too much against these heavily armored opponents. Devo hoping that he can find a little bit more money for himself, rack up that economy against these unarmored players. It's definitely possible, but Def gets taken down. Devo should be able to make it a few more, but there's in the backline Sick, who's taking fire. Devo left with only 1 point of HP, but he will be able to close the deal. It gets dangerously close, and Misfits do end up losing a rifle. But they've got more than enough money to be able to buy up once again. AWP comes out on Peter, though. And he's got himself quite a bit of extra money as well. Utility picked up, smoke and a flashbang. Normally what you end up seeing is players forcing up to the point where they can only afford the AWP and 1 Kevlar, but right now not the case for Peter. Not the case at all. Misfits, now they have to face up against the AWP, and Peter's always a big question mark for me on compLexity. If he shows up, then that's generally when they do end up winning these games. Of course, Nuke can be a map where sometimes it's hard to show your prowess with the AWP. But he won't be expecting too many duels coming out just quite yet, at least. Shazam still on that UMP. And compLexity, they don't have much utility, so that's what you're seeing Misfits doing. They're hoping that they can draw out some of that utility. Hoping that they can take advantage of the fact that compLexity did force buy up early on, but looks like it'll be a smoke in towards Ram. Flashbang through. They're not quite able to get the man standing in the corner. Def dodges all those bullets, but Sick will finally close things out. Android trying to fire through the window from the back lines, but won't be able to get too much done. It's Devo instead to open up the site. Already Peter, the last hope, seemingly, for compLexity. The only person to get a kill so far. And he needs to try and take the peek through vents, where Slemmy and Android are waiting. Take advantage of that, man. Take advantage of the noise being made, but he misses the shot. And Sean will be able to immediately find one onto Android instead. Slemmy's quick with the refrag. 2 kills for him. And Peter looking around, but he's going to be shut down. Sean's had a beautiful round thus far. It's going to be 3 for him to close it out. The kill on Android was very well done as well. The second Peter misses that shot, he knows that there's no cover fire. He knows he can take that peek out very easily. And now Misfits, they've won the first gun round. That's what we were talking about. The second you win that one, you've already almost guaranteed yourself 5 rounds on the board as a T side. Then you accidentally win one here and there. You're sitting on 6. 9-6, still a very good scoreline. And right now, the way Misfits are going, they might even be able to get a bit more than that. Shazam has been tagged down pretty heavily, though, early on. And that's not good. He's peeked out. Peter gets aggressive, finds him on the reload, and he will be able to get the kill. Can't reclaim the gun, though. It's far too deep, and he doesn't want to risk himself. Def did go for a scout. Interesting pickup. Do normally like to see more of a save, but looks like he doesn't want to prioritize utility just as much. They've still got a stack going over towards that ramp side, but this time they're not going to be able to do too much. Slemmy's the only person to find a kill so far. P250 wants to push forward, pick up that AK. The smoke will allow him to do so. But for now, it's Peter in the back lines trying to make a flank happen, but Sean will shut it down. Android, though, speaking of shutting things down, shuts every bit of aggression down, and that means Slemmy can come through with that AK from heaven and win that round out. compLexity get a very unexpected round, and with that Misfits, their economy, it's suddenly looking a little bit weaker. Shazam and Sean do have enough money to be able to buy up AKs and drop them over towards their teammates, but a big misplay happening as they lose out a few too many players over to ramp, and Peter coming in from the back lines distracts them for long enough for Android to line up those shots into yard. Beautifully done by him. Four to 1, and Peter, he's been crucial in the previous round. More as a bait and switch, but right now it's Def to start things off. From the valley and tunnels, Shazam, immediately the refrag comes through. And with that, it's going to be Peter blocked out of the site. Molotov and Smoke to do the trick, but Yesta comes in from the back line. Shazam knows exactly where he is, and he will be able to find the kill, but at a grave amount of bodily harm to himself, sitting on 12 HP. And we'll be taking the peek out into Slemmy soon. Amanek holding a bit of an off angle. He knows he needs to go big. He knows he needs to find 2, but Sick is going to be the distraction. Comes in from the back lines, shoots through, and will be able to find a little bit done. But Amanek, in the meanwhile, that's what I was talking about. He gets 3! And we're just going to quickly shoot over to a replay just to catch all that action again. Amanek finding 3 incredibly crucial kills from that off angle, not being expected whatsoever. compLexity perhaps getting a little bit too rushed, even though they did have plenty of time still left on the bomb. Realizing Sick was there on the back lines, realizing Sick was there to try and spray through the smoke that they did deploy. And with that, Misfits, they bring it back, and they bring it back hard. It's a reset onto compLexity, and this is very difficult for them to be able to fight up against. Def sees one, lands the shot, but it's not on the head. So Devo will be left alive for a little while longer, and that is the signal for them to smoke out Garage, go forward. Sick, though, taking the peek through onto Catwalk. This could be punished. Devo will have his teammate falling down from that Catwalk. Def with a beautiful positioning coming through next to Garage, knowing exactly how to play that. The second it gets smoked out, he takes the peek on the Catwalk, realizes they want to try and take a slow progression into Secret, but that's where Peter's coming from. Finds Sean with a smoke out. And Peter's timing has been impeccable so far. First finding Shazam while he was reloading, and now Sean with the smoke in his hands. Misfits are going to be kicking themselves. The good thing is they haven't given up a gun just quite yet, but that smoke, there's a huge gap in it, and that means Def can find another one. Shazam goes down, and Devo and Amanek, they're the last 2 left. The French duo will be a French solo with Amanek on the catwalk. No guns on him other than a MAC-10, and from long range, Def has definitely got the advantage. Down to 11, and Android finishes things off. A flawless round coming out from compLexity, and Misfits falling apart over there. Def finding so many kills with that scout, being so incredibly mobile as well. And with that, that is a proper reset coming out into Misfits. They will have one more force buy left in them. Amanek and Sick do have enough money to be able to go for that, but nothing short of heroics from Shazam's Deagle will be able to take them forward. And compLexity, they might have just found their gateway back into this game, where it looked like Misfits, time and time again, they were in a great position to be able to take it to 7 or 8 rounds in the first half. But now Amanek pushing through aggressively. They don't want to be going slow. They don't want to give the advantage to compLexity early on, as they have been oh so often. But onto the site they go. Devo will be able to walk quickly into events. Here's one coming through, dodges out the flash, should be able to find that one, but Peter, alive with 17 HP, somehow manages to back himself off. Bomb is already down though, and with that it seems like they have reclaimed all of their fallen AKs, and Def might be regretting keeping that scout on himself. Peter, as low as he is, he's made the call to save, and Def will be forced to do the same. And Misfits, now they're changing things up, and we saw what the problem was. compLexity on these save rounds, they're taking these very aggressive peaks early on, taking advantage of the fact that Misfits are trying to go slow, and Misfits, they decide to change things up just a little bit. And they're able to get a flawless round, and that's important because now they've got a bit more economy to work with. So even if compLexity are able to pull off another one of those heroic force buy victories, and Misfits are still looking comfortable. And compLexity's money situation is not looking to be going up anytime soon right now. And this is the problem on the CT side. You really can't afford to be able to... Oh, look at this. He opened the door, closed it as well, hoping that Def would be coming through soon. He hears the bullets. He knows exactly where he's coming from. Def is making too much noise. He's going to need to check all of these angles very, very quickly. The smoke comes through. He might just go for the defuse. And no, he's not going to check the angle. Devo finds him and shuts him down. Def gets played. He heard the door opening and closing, and because of that, he thought that Devo couldn't possibly be sitting in that corner. Def doesn't check it, and he gets punished for it. He had time as well. Didn't just have to go for the ninja. 7-2, compLexity finally saving up, and Misfits, they look like they might just take it to 9 rounds at the rate that this is going. Even more is possible. But Ye and Android, they're hoping they can get something done with those Deagles over towards that ramp area. Android did get a very clean 2 kills early on as well that allowed them to get a lot done, but Ye is the first one to open things up, and it's Shazam's heads that is opened up. Devo wants to continue taking the peek forward. The tags are coming through with the Deagles, though. Sick down to 42, and this might just be another round for compLexity at the rate this is going. I'm getting scared, but Def and Ye, they're pushing forward aggressively. Have taken over the control room. And Slemmy is doing the same right now, trying to get a little bit more information. He heard Amanek dropping down. He should know exactly where he is. Sitting out towards that catwalk position. But with 50 seconds left on the clock, Sean says we go into secret, go over towards that B side, avoid ramp entirely. And that's a good play to make, because Ye, he's going to have to go in from the back lines, go in from ramp instead. But Amanek finding one over here. Android goes down towards heaven. He's made it 2, and it will be Devo to add 1 more to the score. Peter and Ye left, MAC-10 and Deagle in hand. Not too much hope whatsoever, especially considering that there is still utility on the T side. Sean holding the angle, and it's all down to Ye, really. Peter can't close the distance, can't put this MAC-10 to good use, and he's going to be brought down underneath heaven, sent to hell, where Ye will be joining him very soon after. Misfits finally able to clean up an anti-eco round, and they're able to bring it back to 8 rounds for themselves. Credit where credit is due, but they're not looking strong or stable by any stretch of the imagination. compLexity, same for them. They haven't really been able to get an economy set up. Peter not with the AWP this time around. We're going to have to see a bit of a setup change coming out from them. It really has just been Def's and Android's hero plays in the 2 rounds that they have won. so far. And Amanek, oh dear, he's going to be going in fast, and it's going to be 1 and 2 for compLexity. Immediately returned, but it's still a man down for Misfits. Into vents they go. Def very slowly creeping forward, not quite expecting the rotation to come through just quite yet. Sean will be coming in to cover things off from the back lines. Amanek smokes out the entrances, but it's Def and Gay coming in side by side. It's a 2-man tag team. Amanek with the Molotov will just open the door. He might be brought down, but he jumps away in time. The smoke is there from Def to be able to defuse it out if they want to do so. But Amanek in a 1v2 almost finds Def, but misses the shots. And with that, compLexity are able to seal the deal, but with only 2 guns saved forward. And Misfits, their economy isn't booming, but they've got enough money to be able to buy out fully once again, especially with that bomb plant. Sick is the only person who's low on money when he can be dropped by Devo. So once again, Misfits have the chance to reset compLexity, and what an unfortunate situation to be found, and with no stability in economy coming through for the CT side, Misfits have the chance to actually take it to double digits very easily, very comfortably on their own terrorist side. compLexity not able to save up those guns, not able to build up the money that they need to. And now they're scared. You see what they're being forced to do with the early deployment of utility. Peter finds a few shots through the smoke, but Devo and Shazam will be able to push through. Def finds one, but it's with the flames. It's another with the M4. And that's 2 very early kills through the smoke. Very useful as well. That means Misfits won't be feeling comfortable in the slightest, especially with Devo going down as well through the smoke. Every single kill so far. Yaster, though, adds 1 more to it, and Peter should be able to clean out this round. Sick left alone. Will take the shoulder peek through, trying to dink him down, but won't be able to do so. Misfits, they lose out around in such unfortunate fashion as well. All those kills through the smokes. But you have to expect the spray to come through over there. Misplays coming through from them, and with that compLexity, suddenly again and again they're being given a doorway back into this game. Now with Misfits' money looking a little bit low, Sick on the CZ. They have done more with less before though, so don't count them out just quite yet. Utility though, that's what's more important. Sean without any whatsoever. Sick is able to afford a little bit courtesy of him not having a gun, but this isn't comfortable in the slightest. Neither is Peter sitting on top of the hut, waiting for the push to come through, but it's Amanek to find one instead. Def goes down. They're trying to trade frags, but will not be able to do so. Their position just isn't enough, and Amanek is able to find another one. A lone Yaster found out in the open. He's brought down, and with that, compLexity look like they're being completely run over. Peter and Slemmy able to find a few quick frags, but Slemmy is left alone, and the Molotovs coming through will be able to block him out. Smoke, though, does extinguish it, and with that, Slemmy will be backing off. Has to go for this 1v3, though. Sick takes the peek through with the CZ, recovers the AK as well, and with that, it should be a quick kill coming out for Slemmy. Nades it in. But Sick is wasting so much time, and look at that. I spoke too soon, and Sick finds a headshot. Misfits take it to 9. And once again, they reset compLexity. compLexity have got enough money to be able to eke together a very weak buy, but this is not going to be a fun round for them whatsoever. If they lose this one out, Misfits are practically guaranteed to take it to 11. 1900 loss bonus in this one. Not a fun sight to see whatsoever. Misfits are getting... I wouldn't really chalk it down to luck, but they're being very, very fortunate with the rounds that they are winning. Being able to reset compLexity again and again. They're never having to face them against a full buy situation. Devo has been tagged down courtesy of that scout. Hopefully Def can't pull off the same heroics, and Shazam is aware. He shuts it down early on. He knew that that scout would be coming through. Android waiting it out, but Sean's the first man this time around. Well, second if you count Shazam, but really no one really counts Shazam. And Android, he's found one more. Sick goes down, and This is just a paltry situation for them because Peter has to rotate all the way over from that vent side. Shazam finds another one as well. So now it's a Mag 7 and a 5-7 up against 4 players. Peter, what can you really do in this situation? He knows exactly where Amanek is, but they've got a perfect crossfire to be able to shut him down. He even misses the shot. What is happening to compLexity? Not able to get the same heroics out from Def's scout. Def going down early on, and that means that Misfits just completely, immediately win out that round. Nothing going in the favor of compLexity whatsoever. Misfits are looking phenomenal right now. And quickly they go. This might not be the best of decisions, though. Sean's already found his way down into vents. Too much given in too little time. compLexity trying to stack up on the outside region. Ye will be pushing through the smoke. Potentially, he does have a flashbang and could maybe look to find a few, but instead he's going to play it safe. Over towards that ramp side. Shazam slowly peeks through, but he misses the shots. What is happening? Ye getting tagged down and will only be able to find one in a position where it should have been at least 2. Misfits going through without a flashbang and peeking their way forward as slowly as they were. Shazam had no business being alive in that situation. He does find Devo, so at least something is there. But Sean, having found so much ground over towards that B site, means that this is a free entrance for them. And Amanek even ready and waiting for the flank to come through from Peter. Sean finds one more on the site. It does seem like it's a foregone conclusion at this point. Slemmy and Def, the last 2 remaining. Sean will be able to shut things down over in this event side. Slemmy doesn't really have too much of a chance over here. Deagle in hand unless he goes for some mad pre-fires, but won't be happening. Def knows where they are, but the answer is everywhere. He's found one, but he doesn't even have enough bullets to be able to take down the rest of them. This is all of his shots right there. Sick keeps himself alive, but not for much longer. Def knows he needs to go and reclaim some of the guns if he wants a chance, but that chance will not be afforded to him. 11-4, Misfits are able to take it. And at this point, this map, compLexity, for them to be able to pull it back to overtime, because I can't see them winning this in regulation, for them to be able to pull it back to overtime even, would be an incredibly impressive feat at this point. And unfortunately for them, they were just not able to get an economy set and rolling at any given point. compLexity just shut down time and time again. Right after they win a few heroic rounds. They had a few good chances with the amount of eco rounds that they were able to win. The eco and force buy, that is. But they just weren't able to capitalize at any given point. Of course, with that, we will be going to the second half very soon. I'm going to quickly sip on some tea and we'll be right back after that. And the countdown is there, and so is Misfits. 11-4, compLexity right now. The only way they can get a foot in the door is by winning this pistol round. This one round could very well decide the game right here and right now for Misfits. If they're able to take this one away, then they could very well be looking at a very easy, clean, and quick execution of compLexity. But not to count them out just quite yet. Misfits don't even have a defuse kit. They're prioritizing just being able to shut these players out of the sights. And amanek, he's doing just that. Finds one, but he's traded away very quickly. Shazam going in from the back lines will not commit to the ramp side. And rightfully so, because Ye was holding that angle around the corner. Slemmy able to find Sick, and that's a 3 versus 4. Peter can find Shazam immediately after, and Shazam just isn't quick enough with the trigger. Expecting a slower peak perhaps, and they go onto the A site, leaving Sean and Devo to try and retake this 2 versus 4. No kit in hand either. So Misfits right now, they may be kicking themselves for that decision. amanek just not able to get enough done with the CZ, and Devo and Sean, they're proceeding through very slowly, methodically checking all the angles, but that won't be doing them any good. Devo finds one quick flick, won't be able to go forward with this for the next one. Never mind, I'm a bloody liar. He's a 1 versus 1 with Peter being on a single point of HP, but there's no time left to be able to get the defuse out, and he knows it. Peter will go down. Devo's got himself quite a bit of money, but no kit to work with. And because, let's be honest, I didn't catch that one properly whatsoever. So let's take a quick look at that replay to see how exactly Devo was able to get the 3K. Very nicely peeked out towards that second kill. A good flick onto the Slemmy to do the job for the first one, and cleaning house right there, getting quite a bit of money for himself, if nothing else. So right now, they will be going for that force buy up. Devo picks up a scout along with some Kevlar. Surprisingly enough, does keep 400 still in the bank. And that's going to be serving him well later on. Shazam not buying anything whatsoever. He wants to be able to find that AWP. He is the star of Misfits at times when he has that gun, but Def, oh dear. They know exactly where Devo is. That's a position where Ye was able to find a few. Not Ye, rather Def was able to find a few. Devo is looking to do the same, but so far they're aware of his location. They're aware of what his intentions are. They will shut him down right there. Ye from long range finds one. Android walking into hut. Will be able to make it 2. The smoke comes through, but it's a bit late, so Android has already made his way into the site. Sick. Can't get anything done from heaven either. And with that, Shazam and amanek might just choose to save these guns. They don't really have too much of a chance. Moving into the next round, and Shazam with a scout. amanek with the CZ can potentially look to get some damage through later on. amanek, though, realizes there's quite a few rifles on compLexity, and he wants to take one of them out of their hands. Cripple that economy just a little bit. Don't let them get away with the 5 players still alive. Because that means the next round, you're still fighting up against 2 UMPs, which will be facing off a full unarmored team. But Shazam goes down. amanek will be able to save the CZ, but really, to what avail? Misfits, they've got to be sweating it out right now because they realize compLexity. The first 3 rounds almost guaranteed to go their way, and if they're able to get some money going for themselves, then Misfits will be hard fought to win even the next round. Remember, they did force buy up. That means their utility will be incredibly limited. And as a CT side on Nuke, that means that the T's can very quickly force you out into difficult positions. But Sick and amanek, they're able to find 2 very quick shots. And 2 very quick kills as well. Sick picks up the UMP, makes it 3. What in the world is happening over here? amanek from Catwalk leaves Android alone. And it's a game of ecos, apparently, because Misfits, they're winning them out exactly as compLexity were able to do so. Android is scratching his head and wondering where in the world did his teammates go to. And, well, the answer is the same place where he's going to be going to, the other side. The question, though, has to be asked, is that enough? Because Misfits now, they do pick up the AWP. They recognize compLexity should have enough money to be able to rebuy all of those AKs, considering they were able to get a 5-man clean victory earlier on. That is practically a foregone conclusion. But Android getting forward aggressively early on. They're not able to nade down Squeaky. Would have liked to see that, but there's some tags coming through. Android, nothing too substantial. And they're too slow to try and nade it down. That's why Devo is able to get the smoke down, able to get himself into position. You need to be a little bit faster than that to try and find that early frag. But instead, Devo will be able to get himself back up onto the roof of the hut, repositioning himself. compLexity, remember, their utility is limited, but so is the CT sides. And they've used the most of it on the blue squadron. Nades come through. Looks like the A side is their target. Sick is waiting for a push through in through hut. The flashbangs are definitely indicating just that. Devo fully blinded up, but they retreat. And it's over to ramp. They go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Amanek finds one, but that's all he can get done. The bomb proceeding in towards that B site, but the CTs have got plenty of time to rotate, but they needed Sean to be able to find one kill over there. Instead, it's only Sick to chime in. Shazam missing that one shot. Will be able to re-peek and get it. 1 versus 2. Does he go for this is the question. They've got plenty of rounds to work with, and picking up the AK, picking up the kid as well. If he finds this one kill, well, there's no if over there. Yeaster shuts him down. And compLexity, they're able to pull things back. They're able to put Misfits down on their money. If they can do exactly the same thing down to them, if they can just keep resetting Misfits time and time again, then I might have to eat my own words about them not being able to take this in regulation. Might see a wall of smokes coming through to try and proceed into secret, but Sean with the M4A1, the silenced version, very effective at spraying down through smokes. You don't generally expect the man at Garage to be doing that anyway. Peter getting on top of that silo, but won't be able to get too much information out of that position. Misfits very defensively stationed, except for Devo perhaps, who is holding the off angle out, and Mini with the CZ. Sean hoping and praying that compLexity does walk into his crosshair without checking the angle properly. And that's exactly what seems to happen. Def goes down, Sean finds one, and he's now revealed his position. So Peter might want to just take that peek through, or they could entirely ignore him and go on towards that A site where Devo is waiting with CZ in hand. He's already found one, should be able to make it two. Why are you not checking that angle? Android, though, keeps things doable, but with Sick finding that one kill, Sean's able to clean things up, and that's just a gross misplay coming through from them. Devo already revealing his position once, finding that kill out into Mini, and then after that not having his angle checked, able to find a secondary kill. That should never happen. Android still made things look a little bit possible and with the 2 quick kills, but compLexity just dropping the ball over there. 13-7. compLexity now, again, their money down very, very low. Misfits able to find those early frags as well. And Devo and Sick will be cleaning up house. Sean finishes off Def. As Android, once again, will be the only person to find a frag onto the Misfits side. A pause coming through, and perhaps a bit late for that. Would have liked to see one of those in the first half for compLexity to be able to reset then, but now they've been reset and they know that their only hope is in a few heroic shots. They're force buying it all up. They're going all in on this. They realize that even in the next round, they would have to go with a few SMGs, maybe an AK dropped here or there. And they don't want to risk that. Instead, they're banking on a few deagle shots. But Sick, I love this coming out from him. Early incendiary will be blocking them all out. They're not giving them a chance to quickly rush on towards the site. To overwhelm Misfits whatsoever. Shazam wants to take the peek out, but sprays are being traded through smokes. No one really coming out on top so far. Shazam sees ahead from far away, and Def will find himself executed. Yaster will do the same to the Frenchman. And Ye does end up losing out a lot of his HP, but Slemmy and Peter are able to find 2 quick kills. Sick is in a prime position to find a few. And with that, he's able to make it to Amanek. Now left in a 1 versus 2. He has to try and go for this. No AWP to save up either. If he's able to make his way down into Secret, this should be big. Should have heard the steps in vents and the shots being fired out. Map control, not really there for him, but he throws out that incendiary, making sure if there's anyone behind him. They can't quite go for the flank. Nicely done from him. Android goes down. It's a 1v1 now. They're not through together, and Slemmy should know where he's coming from, but he doesn't have a smoke to be able to block off any entrances. No Molotovs either, so it's a game of who will say chicken, and it will be Slemmy. Clocks it out of there, and Amanek takes it a match point. Misfits. Very close to taking this map away. Of course, this was expected from them. compLexity don't really have the greatest of win rates on Nuke, but showing this strong where they're able to find an 11-4 T side was definitely unexpected. Part of that can be attributed towards some misfortune on the side of compLexity, but right now they've got Galil's very little utility and a dream to carry them forward, to potentially try and grind things out for overtime. Peter making his way through very aggressively, but it's Android instead who should be able to find the first kill. Instead, oh dear, oh dear. The first kill for the T side anyway, but even that doesn't look to be possible. Def finds 1, but he's left alone to try and go for the ace clutch. Doesn't quite look like that will be the possibility whatsoever. Bomb is dropped as well. Knows he needs to try and reclaim that. And with that, Misfits take it away 16-7. They're able to clean that one up entirely. They will be going forward to the second map. It will be Mirage. We're not going to be your casters for that, but a very quick shout out to my producer, CSGO Sap. And there were a few issues coming up in the game. We do apologize for them, but we're going to be moving to a game 2 very soon after. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
got it right, you can't stop the might. You should've took flight, tell them when I bring it home. I'll take the top throne, king when I bring it, I keep them yelling out, yeah.